Sudokus, and it is okay. Let's try that again. I'm trying to cut out the countdown for my YouTube videos by restarting the stream. So anyway, good morning. Oh my god! Please stop. Please stop. It's automatically playing on my. Oh, I will get a hang of this one day. One day. But today's not the day. Anyway, good morning everyone. This is Alex does Sudokus, and it is Saturday the 28th of November 2020, and we have some more New York Times and LA Times Sudoku for us. So, let us start with... Wait a second. Let's start with an easy Sudoku. Yeah, I'm still playing around with settings and stuff like that, but I decided to kind of cut off the stream after the countdown and then restart it, so that the countdown will be in a separate video for export, because yeah, the 15 minutes countdown just doesn't seem so good for YouTube. Okay, so let's warm up on some... Oh god, no, good start. Let's warm up on some easy Sudokus. So we have... I can't see the ones, so let's start with the twos. I've got two there, two there, two there, two there. So that's sort of twos. Threes, how are we doing with the threes? So how are we today? How are you, Jews? How has your day been? Has it been super productive? Or lots of fun? Did you play Borderlands in the end? 5. Oh, I'm slowing down. I have completely lost my momentum. So 6, 6, 6, 6. I think that's all. No, that can't be all the sixes. I'm missing a 6 over here. So that means that's a 7. That's a 7, that's a 7. And 8s are here, 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 and here. Going well. Ended up not streaming. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, sorry, I kind of like stayed a bit too... Oh, didn't mean to put a 9 there. Stayed up a bit too late last night with the Miracle Sudokus, but they're just so much fun. Okay, so I'm just left with the 1s, 3s, and 7s. So that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 3. So where does the 7 go then? Because I'm not seeing the 7 yet. Oh, that's a 7. And this is the 3, so that's the easy Sudoku. Okay, let's do some medium Sudokus. Should we do pencil markings, or should we do it with no pencil markings? Let's do it with pencil markings, because I don't want to drag on for too long. So let's pencil mark in what we can. So we're doing the slider notations, where we only pencil mark in 2 candidates at a time within a cage. Any more than that, except for special circumstances, we're not going to pencil mark them in. And I'm sure we're going to encounter the special circumstances where I'll explain what's going on. So these 3s are like a pair of pointed 3s there. And when you have a set of numbers on the same column or row within a cage, that dictates that the same column or row cannot take the same number anymore in this entirety. So the 3s have to be within this cage on column 3. So there can't be any 3s here, there can't be any 3s here. So that's how I made that deduction. And I'm just going to blow my nose again. I'm feeling a bit sniffly this morning, which is every morning. But one day I'm not going to sniffle, except today is not that day. So 4s, 4s. Did you do any leveling up though with your characters? Everyone's doing World of Warcraft when it comes to leveling up, so I find it slightly amusing that you're doing Borderlands. In fact, have you ever played World of Warcraft? So fives are here because of this five and that five. I can't see anything else with the fives at a first glance, so I can place the sixes there because of these sixes. So apologies if you are a beginner watching on YouTube and I'm not doing a huge amount of explanations, but I'm just gonna kind of place the pencil markings where I can first. So I notice that this 7 forces a pointer pair of 7s there, so this column can't take any more 7s anymore. So when you've got 2 columns blocked out and 2 rows blocked out, you naturally arrive at a number basically. So that was how I determined that 7 was there. Oh god. You accidentally took a nap. Sounds like someone stayed up too late in that case. Okay, so I can't see any more 7s, but I can see a pair of 8. Oops, a pair of 8s in here. Ah, stupid Apple News telling me stuff. Oh, you haven't played World of Warcraft. So, before I move on and talk about World of Warcraft, I'm just going to point out for any beginners on YouTube that I have now got 2s and 8s sharing the same 2 cells. When that happens, only if it's only relevant in this case because I've only got 2 places where the 2s can be and 2 places where the 8s can be. So therefore, if a 2 goes in one of the cells, the other one must be an 8. And similarly, if that one is an 8, the other must be a 2. So that's the effect of pushing out any other numbers, any other candidates from these 2 cells. Because if I put a 7 there, I only have 1 cell left for both the 2 and the 8. And that just wouldn't work. And since I'm doing Snyder notations where I'm only pencil marking 2 candidates, if I erase one of them, that means the other one must be correct. So that also allows me in this instance to place this number as well, because again 2 and 8 can't accept any more numbers. So where can a 6 go in this case? It has to go here. And that's the effect of forcing 2 numbers to share the same 2 cells potentially in this row. So I'm missing a 4 and a 9. So the 4s and 9s have to live in these 2 cells. But in this instance, I can place the 4, I can place the 4 there and the 9 there because this 9 blocks that cell basically. So that's what we could do by just pencil marking in these 2 8s basically. So it's this is called matching pair, and it's quite often very powerful. Sometimes you have to do them in more interesting ways because sometimes you have matching pairs outside of a cage. So you may have a matching pair from 2 separate cages, and those are more complicated to use. But if we come across them, we'll definitely be able to examine how we can use them, basically. So, that's a bit of a shame about World of Warcraft, but what I will say about World of Warcraft is that it's a bit of a time sink, and to some people it's basically like a job. It's like having a second job sometimes, because I certainly played World of Warcraft when I was younger. Okay, so these 9s and that 9 actually block out all of these cells, so there must be a 9 here, there must be a 9 there. Again, I'm just following 2 columns are blocked, 2 rows are blocked, that naturally arrives at a 9. Now, if I come over here, this 9 and that 9 blocks out all of these cells, so that must be a 9, and that allows me to place the final 9 here, with these 2 rows blocked and that column blocked. So by placing that 9, I've just erased a 6, and that means there's only 1 6 candidate left in this cage. So I'm going to put it in, and that erases a 3. So that allows me to place the 3 as well. So this is the power of Snyder notations, where quite often you get a massive chain reaction, and or little ones as well. They're all valid, and they will allow you to place more digits. So yeah, it's quite a quick way of kind of doing Sudokus without doing too many pencil markings, because one thing you can do is imagine if you're pencil marking everything, and I'm just going to use auto candidate modes to show. It's a bit of a clutter, so it's quite hard to see the individual numbers when there's so many at play. So Snyder notation just kind of takes it out of the equation, and we only use the pencil markings that we need, and quite often that's enough to solve Sudokus. So we've done a round of pencil markings from the numbers 1 to 9, and I'm also going to blow my nose again. Sorry, I'm blowing my nose a lot today. It's just a morning routine for me. Some people, they have breakfast, I blow my nose. Others ingest, I exgest. I don't know. I'm not going to use any more disgusting words. So yeah, let's carry on. So this is kind of an interesting point of any puzzle, because once we've done a round of pencil markings from the... You might have noticed I've been counting up from 1 all the way to 9, finding pencil markings and finding numbers that I can confirm. What I can do now is do another round from 1 to 9s, but instead let's have a look at wrap time. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, we can make some observations around the grid to see if we can find anything after doing our first round of pencil markings. And what we're looking for are things like weak areas, or just interesting patterns on the grid, basically. So let's have a look. So any T shapes are always interesting to me, because it basically has a single column and a single row that, if blocked, either leads to a solved number, or if a T is longer, oops, didn't mean to pencil mark that in, if I can block that row, I'll have a pointed pair of numbers, and if I block this column, I'll also have a pointed pair of numbers. So I always like to observe these first. So for instance, this column is blocked from the 5s, so I can actually pencil mark in a pair of 5s pointing horizontally. So pointer pairs are nice because it's quite an easy concept to understand, because we basically have deduced that the 5s have to be on row 5, but only within this cage, so they're eliminated from any of these cells. So in a way, you just look at the direction that the numbers are pointing, only if they're a straight line, horizontally or vertically. Diagonally doesn't work, so knight smooth or king smooth, they don't do anything because there are no rules or restrictions in those directions. So can we actually do anything with the 5s? We can't in this instance, so that's a bit of a shame. What about horizontally? We can't see anything horizontally. What about here? Well, I've already deduced the pointer pair 4s. So, but what's interesting now, since I'm scanning the 4s, I'm now noticing there's another pair of 4s here because of the 7 blocking that cell. So rather than 3 possible candidates, which is why I didn't pencil mark it in earlier, I now have 2 possible candidates. But 3, 7 and 9 are the only ones looking into this column, and they're all inside the cage, so there's nothing interesting going on there. So once I've done that, I like to look at the weak areas as well. So weak areas are where you have a column with, now it depends on how proficient you are at spotting these numbers. You may want to start with two numbers at a time, but quite often I find you need to look at 3 numbers. I have made a habit of looking at 4 numbers, so if a column has 4 possible candidates, I can count up to 4, but in terms of like mentally register 4 separate digits and seeing if I can find them easily. There's no reason why you can't do more, but it just gets harder and harder, like trying to look at 5 numbers and remember them, and then trying to look for where they may be naked on a column. So, and I'll explain the naked thing later. So why don't we demonstrate how we use these weak areas. So they're weak because there are only 3 numbers left on these rows, columns, and sometimes cages as well, but not in this case. So let's have a look at them. Also, this is technically a weak area with 2 numbers, but I've already deduced that it's a matching pair. So Juice, I'm still confused about the rap time. Did I accidentally rhyme? Did I drop a bomb, drop my lyrics, drop fire without realizing? That was a particularly now loud nose blowing, so I'm really glad I muted that. Okay, so what can these three numbers be? What are missing from this column? I'm missing a 2, a 4, and an 8. So that's interesting because it tells me the 8s may be quite weak. I think in fact both 2s and 8s are weak, but we're going to look at them later. So 2, 4, and 8. So what you would do is look at, can we find any 2s, 4s, or 8s in these rows or cages? And we've already spotted a 4, which led to a pair of 4s there. So there are no more 4s that are visible down here, so we can't deduce them. There's a 2 here, but there are no more 2s in these two cells on these rows or cages, so we can't do anything. And we can't see any 8s at all, so we can't actually do anything with this triple. So with that in mind, let's have a look at these ones. So these are 2, 7, and 2, 6, and 7 are missing from these cells. So one thing I can deduce is that, oops, these are 2s because the 2 can't go in this cell thanks to this 2. So I just need to focus on the 6 and 7, while 7 blocks this cell. So the 7 goes in these two cells, and the 6s are blocked from this cell. They can go here. So I've got basically what's called a unique triple, where you've got 2, 7, and 6 looking at one of each of the cells in the weak area. So I can't do anything with that. I'm also not pencil marking in the columns. Some people like to do that. I don't like to do that because it may lead to confusions. So for instance, if I pencil mark in a 7 here, later on when I revisit this cage, when I'm looking for pencil markings to clean up, I may see a 7 and just assume that that's a 7, when I haven't actually pencil marked in all the candidates of 7s. So if I'm going to pencil mark them in, I have to pencil mark in all the 7s, all the 6s, and the 2s are fine because they're within the same cage. That's how I was able to pencil mark them in. But the rest of them, because they spread over multiple cages. By the way, cages are what the terminology that I use for multiple cells. I don't call them boxes because some people, some of my friends have called individual cells boxes. So I use very specific terminologies. I don't say box for even the individual cells. I call them a cell because it's a single. Cells are kind of like singular, basically. And I feel like cage can be multiple. So I don't know how the logic goes because in certain contexts, cage and cells mean the same thing. So I know it's a bit silly, but I try to get away from terminologies that are ambiguous, basically. So, anything else we can observe? Not that I can see. So what we can do is do another round of notations from just like counting up from 1s to 8s, and I'll probably find something. Sorry, 1s to 9s. Well, 1s to 8s because all the 9s are placed anyway. And New York Times is helpful in that when you finish a number, it gets grayed out over there. So it's helpful to know that the 9s are now used up, basically. So what I may do is count the quadruples, the 4 numbers, 4 digits, and see if we can find anything as well. So what's on this column? So one little tip, but before I dispense my advice, I'm just going to blow my nose again. Okay, so I'm looking for a quadruple here. I'm looking for 4 different numbers. But if we look at the pencil markings, I've already got 1, 4, and 5 in pencil markings on this column. So providing my pencil markings are correct, those are 3 of the 4 candidates that can fit into this column. So we can just do a quick check. Yep, 1, 4, and 5 don't exist in this column already. So 1, 4, 5, and I'm missing a 2. So 1, 4, 5, and 2 is what I'm looking for. And 1, 4, So I can see a 1 and a 4 there, so this is a 2 and 5. I can see a 2 and a 5, so this is 1 and 4. And I can only see a 5 here, so this is 1, 2 and 4. So in this case, I have kind of a unique quadruple, so there are no repeating digits and there are no naked singles. I'm hoping that we'll find a naked single later. I suspect this may be a naked single, so let me have a look. This column, this row, we're missing 2, 4, 5 and 8, and that is indeed a naked single. So if we're counting the numbers, I'm missing 2, missing 4, missing 5 and missing 8. And on this column I've got 2, 5 and 8. So this has to be a 4, because the 2's, 5 and 8 have to fit in these 4 cells, and 3 of the 4 numbers can't fit in there. But we could have arrived at the same naked digit if I use a different technique. So another technique that I use is I look at the weak numbers as well. So what do I mean by weak numbers? Well, let's count all the numbers. I've got 3 1s, 2 2s, at least 3 3s. So at the moment 2s are weak because I've only got 2 2s, and I've got 3 1s and at least 3 3s. I've got 4 3s in fact. So I'm interested in numbers with the least occurrences. Oh, my work laptop is spinning up for some reason. So I'm going to unplug it, hoping that it's going to properly go to sleep. I thought... Oh, it's not actually shut down. So it's been wasting battery the whole time. Slide down. How do I slide down? That is so weird. Okay, my work laptop is shutting down now. So anyway, so I'm interested in numbers with the least occurrences. So 2's at the moment are weakest because they've only got 2 occurrences. 3's, I've got at least 3, so I don't need to count anymore. 4's, I've got at least 3's. 5, 6, 7. And when I come to 8, I'll notice that I've only got 2 8's. So both 2's and the 8's are weak. 9's are all done, so there's no point in looking at them. So when you've got, hopefully, a few, very limited number of weak numbers, either 1 or 2 weak numbers, what is worth looking at is where they overlap, basically. So, and the reason I use this is because if I pick a random cell around the grid, there's quite the highest probability, and there's a high probability that I am clicking on a cell that doesn't overlap with either the 2 or the 8. So that immediately tells me that this cell has to be at least a 2 and an 8. So for example, yeah, this cell is 2, 4 and 8. So we've kind of observed that pattern. This is 2 and 8, this is 2, 4 and 8. And if we look at here, although I suppose I've got an 8 here, so I'm missing a 2, so I'm always missing at least one additional number. But if I look at where the 2 and 8 overlap, so on this row, and already, incidentally, we've already filled in this row early on. So the weak numbers helped me form this this row, and I've got another 2 and 8 here. So this is also overlapping 2 and 8, and this is overlapping 2 and 8. Oh, actually, yeah, that's another triple, isn't it? Oh yeah, I looked at this triple before, but this one happens to be missing a 7 as well. So this is 4 and 7, isn't it? No, 7 and 7 is 7 and something else, but that's not important. But basically, by looking at where the weak numbers overlap, you are eliminating 2 of the most frequently occurring candidates from your entire grid. So there's a high probability that you're going to find something. So also there's a 2-8 pair there. So technically these are also potentials for exploration. So, and if I looked at these 2 and 8, I'll immediately jump to this row and this row anyway, because this row has the most numbers. They've got 5 numbers on them, so there's a high probability that this is a naked single. Because, and what a naked single is if I do a demonstration, what we do is we look at all the candidates and we're going to strip away all the possibilities from these from this cell basically. So all the candidates. So I see a 1, strip it away. See a 2, strip it away. See a 3, strip it away. I can't see a 4. I can see a 5, strip it away. 6, strip it away. 7, strip it away. 8, strip it away. 9, strip it away. And we stripped it down to a single number. So it's now naked and is single on its own. So this is a naked 4. So we can place it. So this 4 allows me to place another 4 here as well. So if I look at more 2s and 8s, there is potential that I'm going to find another number. So if I look at this cell now, 2, 8, let's look at this. So I've got 1, 2, I'm missing a 3, 4, 5, now I'm missing a 6, so I'm missing a 3 and a 6 there, so that's not a naked single. So ideally you want to find rows and columns that have 5 or more digits, if you have two weak numbers. What about here? I don't think I get much out of this, but let's have a look. In fact, I'm interested in... Yeah, let's have a look at this. I've got missing a 1 because I've got pencil marking 1. So I've got 2. I'm missing a 3 as well. So that's at least a 1 and 3. So it's not naked. So I guess I haven't got many naked singles on this with the 2s and 8s, but at least I found a 4. So either by using the weak areas of the quadruple or by focusing on the weak numbers, I could have arrived at this naked single. So let's see what else we can do. So let's go back to this row now because it is now down to a triple. So they are 2s, 5s and 8s. And I can't see any of those 3 numbers. I suppose I've got a pair of 5s here. So oh yeah, I've got a 5 there. So this is a 2 and 8. But otherwise, I can't do much with it. So I think it's time we do another round of notations. So let's have a look. 1s. Okay, so this is the reason that... Oh no, actually, I can pencil mark in the 1s here because of this one and that one. But at first, I thought this pointed triple. And this is kind of a good explanation of why I focus on a single number at a time. Because even if I don't pencil mark in the pointed triple, where the 1s have to be on this row within this cage, I could have used it immediately to scan horizontally at the adjacent cages and be able to deduce that I've got a pair of 1s there as well. But it just so happens that I can actually pencil mark in the 1s. But this is the reason I focus on a single number at a time and look at all the possibilities, because even if you don't pencil mark in some of the numbers, you can still use them to eliminate additional cells. Whereas if you focus on a cage at a time, it may be more difficult to do that. So with that in mind, I think I've done plenty of explanations today, so I am probably going to move on a little bit and do it a little bit quicker now. So I've got 2s here, just conscious of like anyone who may be looking for kind of like maybe looking for where the puzzle gets really hard basically. So let's advance a little bit, but before we do, I'm just going to blow my nose again. Apologies for that. Okay, so 2s, can't see anything else. 3s are locked up here. 3s are locked down here. Can't see anything of them. I can see a pair of 4s there because of these 2 4s. So 4s are interesting. So so we're not getting to the point where we're stuck yet, but there's an interesting bit of logic here for any beginners. If we look at the 4s, I've locked them in these 2 cells in this cage. And if we look at over here, in this cage, the 4s are also restricted to the same 2 rows. So whenever I pencil mark in numbers, I tend to scan. So I came down vertically to identify the 4s here. Then I'll scan horizontally to the cages. And what I'm looking for are the 4s stuck in the same 2 rows, even if they're not pencil marked in. So even if I haven't pencil marked in the 4s, I can already tell the 4 can't go in this row. They have to be on rows 7 and 9. So with that in mind, I can't place a single 4 in this row, in row 8, within these 2 cages. So therefore the 4 has to be in row 8 within the middle cage, and I've already eliminated since I've got pencil marking of 4, I can immediately tell that this has to be a 4. Because if these could have been 4s, I would have pencil marked them in, but I hadn't. So this has to be a 4 now, because I've got 4s locked in these cells. So I can immediately identify that the 4 has to be in this row. So that's a useful logic that kind of, without pencil marking all the numbers, you can still use. But another way of looking at it is really, I used to use this technique when I was beginning many years ago, probably like 20 years ago, when I did a bout of, actually I think I started probably 10 years ago with Sudokus. I can't remember now, but when I first played Sudokus, I kind of like just scanned individual rows. So if I scanned that row, I would have noticed that I can't place any 4s in these 2 cells, so therefore that must be a 4. But if you're doing Slider notations, this is a quick way of deducing where the 4s can go. And sometimes, even if I couldn't pencil mark in the 4s here, let's say the 4s can go in these 3 cells, I will observe the exact same pattern. I'll notice, the 4s are locked in rows 7 and 9. Do I have any similarities happening in other cages? And you can make further deductions based on that. So you get better at that over time, basically. So, and I'm definitely still beginning. So that's all I can do with the 4s, but that 4 has locked these down. This column, we already knew that there were 2, 4 and 8. By placing one of the numbers, I'm now stripping it down to 2 numbers, and it has to be 2 and 8. And I've got 2 looking into this cell, so I can deduce that these are where the numbers go. So if you ever place any numbers, it's always worth scanning around to see, well, what do these numbers do? So this 2 and that 2 locks a pair of 2s there, so I might as well pencil mark them in. This 8 locks a pointed triple, actually no, it's a pointed pair of 8s. But I knew that the 8s had to be on the bottom row, so therefore there has to be an 8 in these 2 cells, because this row is taken by this cage. And I've got an 8 over here, so this couldn't have been an 8, so I know that this has to be an 8, because the bottom row is taken, that row is taken. So now, if I continue following the 8, because I've just placed another 8, I want to follow it. So now I can deduce that the 8s are locked in these 2 cells. And now, again, using the same concept as earlier, the 8s are locked in rows 4 and 6. They're locked in rows 4 and 6 in this cage as well. So now I know the 8s have to exist on row 5. I've got 8s there, so I can actually pencil mark in these 8s. So yeah, we can. So now that I've kind of hit the natural end of this chain reaction, I'm going to rewind back to where I was. So I got these pair of 8s because of these 8s, and I got these 8 because of that 8, and I got that 8 because of this 8. So I'm just basically looking back and see, can these 8s do anything else? And the answer is no. What about a 2? Can a 2 do anything else? No, it can't. So now I can move on. So I arrive at the 2 because of the 4. So anything else with the 4s? Oh, it's definitely getting cold in the UK. So can't do anything else with the 4s. I can now move on to the 5s, I suppose. But before I do, I've developed another weak area. So this is a weak area. It's a triple within a cage. So I'm missing 1, 8 and 5. So it is worth having a scan just to see, but we can't deduce where they are yet, because I can't see the 5 or the 8 directly. So let's move on in that case. So now I'll be looking at 5s. So 5, 5, 5, 5. I can't see anything interesting going on with the 5s, so let's move on to 6s. 6. Okay, pair of 6s there because of this 6. And now I'll be looking horizontally, and I notice that the 6s are locked in these 2 cells as well. So because of that 6, so again I've got 6s locked in the same 2 rows, therefore these must be 6s. So 7s. 7s are locked in these 2 cells because of that 7 and that 7. So now, once again, we've got a matching pair. We've got 7 and 8 locked in the same 2 cells, and the same 2 cells only within the same cage. So that pushes the 5 out. I can place the 5 now. So that 5, can I do anything? It locks the 5s in these 3 cells. That's not very useful. And okay, so let's go back to here, the 7 and 8. Well, now that I've put the 5 in, I've only got a single cell left in play within this cage, and it has to be a 2, because the 2 can't go in either of these 2 cells. So what does this 2 do? It eliminates that 2, as well as this 2. So now I've got 2 there, and a 2 here. And that means I've just erased a 1, I've got 1 there, I've also erased the 1 down here, so I can place a 1. So, yeah, that's allowed me to place a few numbers. So now the 1s, they erase that 1, place a 1 there. Does that 1 do anything else? Nope. What about this one? Well, it locks a pair of 1s over here because of these 2 1s. So anything else? No. So what about a 2? 2s are locked in these 2 cells. What about this 2? It erases that 2, so places another 2. So this is a bit of a tricky one because it's got a branching narrative. So normally I would just follow a single number, but I know that eventually when I come back I'll forget what I was doing in this cage, and I probably wouldn't look down here. So that's why I'm doing a branch where I do both the 2s at the same time. So now that we've done that, I've actually forgotten that the 5 does something as well, because this 5 erases a 5 up. Oops, erases a 5 up here, placing a 5. And I think that's most of the 5's done. Yep. So, but this 5 doesn't have any influence in the cages horizontally or vertically. But I have noticed that this column only has a single number left. So it has to be a 4. 4 is the only missing digit on this column. So that's another way of placing numbers. It's always worth looking at the weak areas around the grid. So now that I've placed a 4, I'm left with 2 numbers in this cage, and they have to be 6 and 7. So I can't tell where they are yet. So, and also I can notice that this row also have 2 numbers left, and they're 6 and 7. So actually I don't have to pencil mark these in, because these have to be 6 and 7s as well if I look at the row, but I've got a 7 down there. So I can actually place this 6, and I can place this 7, and I can place that 6, because this has to be a 6 or 7, it can't be a 7, so it must be a 6. This has to be 6 or 7, it can't be a 6, it must be a 7, and so on. So this 6 erases a 6 down there, places a 6, which places a 3, which places an 8. And this 7 or this 8 would both break this 7 and 8's pair. And now on this column I've only got a single digit left, and it has to be a 4. So this 4 erases a 4 over there, places another 4. So all the 4's are now done. So we've done everything on the left hand side now, so we can do more observations probably. So since the grid is now quite filled in, I'm going to stop scanning the numbers now, because I really think, oh pardon me, I can definitely do something with the weak numbers, with the weak areas even. So what's going on here? What can these numbers be? They have to be 3s and 7s. I can't see any 3s or 7s on the columns, so I can't place that yet. I can't believe I've run out of tissues already, so I need to get some more. Be right back. Oh, today's a bad day for my nose. Okay, let's look at other weak areas. I've got another one here. These are 5s and 8s. Can't see any 5 or 8s. What about these? These are 5s and 3s. Can't see either of the numbers. So we're not doing too well. This column we have got. Oh, just noticed that's 6. Would have eliminated that 6, so I can place another 6 here. So can I do more of the 6? Yes, I can. I can erase that 6, place a 6, place a 1, place a 1. So, so now I'm left with still 5 and 8, and I still can't see where they are. Unbelievable. These are 3s and 5s. Oh, hang on. This row, I've only got a single digit left, so 5 is here. So this 5 is probably going to be powerful. First of all, I know that this is only a 3 is remaining in this cage. Actually, the 5 is not as powerful as I hoped, but I can place another 3 here on the column because it's the only digit left. So it's more the 3 that is powerful, because this 3 unlocks a 3 over there, and this 3 also unlocks a 3 over here because of this 3 and that 3. So now all the 3s are done, and I just erased a 2, so I can place a 2 there. This 2 forces 2 to be there and the 8 to be here, and now the 8 is going to break the chain. So all the 8s are done, and I can place the 5 here, and this has to be a 7, 5, 7 and 5, and that's really, hopefully this is a useful tutorial video on the medium New York Times Sudokus if you're just starting out. And we're going to move on to the hard New York Times Sudokus now. So just going to do something quickly. I have an idea about what I can do about timestamps. 41:05. Okay, 41:20, 23. Okay, let's look at the hard New York Times Sudokus. I just realised that I've got a counter. I've got a live timer on my Streamlabs OBS, so I can use that to actually know what timestamp when I start each difficulty is. So hopefully it allows me to timestamp the video more quickly rather than having to rewatch it before I work out where the timestamps are. Okay, juice, time to wake up, because I'm going to do the New York Times Hard, which is the fun one. Although I don't know if you really watch it for the content or just chilling out because you're a good friend. So I've got 2 here and a 2 over there. 2s are here, 2s are over there. So I'm not doing much. You're not ready. Well, I'm already parkouring my way through the pencil markings, so you better catch up. So 3s are here. So I'm not speed solving this as such, but I am kind of like just going through it as quickly as possible, because I have spent a lot of time on today's medium puzzle to kind of do a full explanation. I don't do those very often, but kind of feel like I should really do that in case anyone starting out comes across my videos. Just want to do a bit of an introductory course on anyone starting out, because yeah, it's always good to help new Sudoku players with some useful techniques. And these are actually 4s and 7s, which means this is a triple. But before I do that, nope, can't do anything else with the 7s. So that means these are 1s, 5s, and 6. So that leaves me another triple. So actually, there is a pattern. There's a classic New York Times pattern here. The 2, 8, and 9 would have forced the 2, 8, and 9 in those cells anyway, because you've got 6 non-repeating digits on a column, so that would have been forced to be a triple, and it forces the 2, 9, and 8 in those cells. But 8 can't go in these 2 cells, so that tells me that has to be an 8, and I'm left with 2 and 9. So that 9 deduces the 2 and the 9. So quite quickly we can solve quite a few of the numbers. So can we do anything more with the 9s? Unfortunately not. So, but we've got a cake. We're happy. I don't know why cake, but okay, let's go back to the 7s. What can we do with the 7s? Well, I've got a pointed set of 7s there. Also, this is a 7, so what else can I do? 7, 7, so these are 7s. Okay, okay, let's move on to 8s. I've got 8s over there. 8, 8, point a pair of 8s there, so 6 has to be pushed out. Hang on a sec, is that definitely... No, hold on. Why did I think that's a pointed pair of 8s? 8... Oh, I think I just did a brain fart there. I don't know why I thought that was a pointed pair of 8. Pointed triple, so... Oh, it's because of this 8 and that 8. Yes, so that does form a pointed pair of 8, so that pushes out to 6. So I'm doubting myself a lot lately because I've been making a lot of mistakes. So yeah, But it's better to doubt myself and then than to make mistakes, I think. So what have we got here? We've got a pair of fives. So fives are locked in there. Any more fives? No. 5, 3, 4. No fours. What about nines? Nines are locked in these two cells because of that 9. Okay, so anything else on the eights? 8, 8, 8. Nope. Nines. Nines are locked in here. Locked in those cells. Not really that useful. Okay, so that's one round of notations. Observations? Well, we've got a pair of 1s and 6s over here. So that forms a triple of 5, 9, and 4s. Okay. Okay. So, what are these? 5, 9, 4, and 1. So, not very useful. I'm disappointed by that. I was hoping that I would find something useful. But, oh, hang on. I've got 2, 5, 9 triple on this row. Is that correct? Can it be? Yeah, this can't be 2, 5, or 9. So this is a triple because I've got a 4. Because these can't be 2, 5, and 9. Oh wait, I've got 5 there. Sorry. So it's not 2, 5, 9 triple. Oh, that was dangerous. I nearly did something silly. Oh, this is a triple though. So these are 3s, 1s, and therefore that has to be a 6. And that 6 doesn't give us anything straight away. So that's a disappointment. So 2, 5, 7 and 2, 5, 7 and 4. So 2, 4, 5 and 7. 2, 4, 5 and 7. No, I don't think I can do anything with that. Okay, let's look elsewhere. Well, this is a triple as well, so why don't I pencil mark that in? So I know 4, 5 and 9 are going to be down here. In fact, it's going to be 4 and 9. 4 and 9 down here, but something else. So let's see. 4s, 9s, and 1s. 1s are missing. There we go. So, hang on a sec. Oh, I've got points pair of 1s here anyway, so that's a 4-9 pair. Not super helpful, but it's something, I guess. 1, 4, 9. I don't think the 1, 4, and 9 is a triple either, so... Okay, let's carry on. Any other weak areas that we can attack? This is a quadruple. We looked at that quadruple already. So, rows. Oh, this is a quadruple. So this is 1, 5, 9, and 4. 1, 4, 5, and 9. So 5 and 9 is there. So this is 1 and 4. 4 and 5 is here. So this is 1 and 9. See, 1 and 5. So that's 4 and 9. So I've got a unique quadruple there. 4, 9. Yeah. This is one of the more annoying ones. Because I see 1 and 5. Can't see a 4. 4s are in these cells. 5s are in... Oh, wait a second. 5s can't go in any of these, so it's not a unique quadruple. I've got 5 here. So that means this is a 6 and this is a 1. So that locks a pair of 1s there. What about the 6? 6s are now locked in these cells. Okay. It's something, I guess. So these are 1, 9 and 1, 9 and 4. I've got 9 there. So this is 1 and 4 and this is 4 and 9. If I've got another triple here, so this must be the 4, 5 and 9 triple. Okay. But I've got 4 and 7 there, so this can't be a 4 anyway. So this is actually 5 and 9. Now, that makes me curious. No. I thought there may be something interesting happening on that column as a result. But, okay. Does this do anything with this quadruple? Because they're 4, 5, 7, and 8. And I've got 4, 5, and 7 there. So this has to be an 8 now. Probably thanks to the 3 or the 6 earlier. So just to be sure, 4, 5, 7, and 8. 4, 5, 7, 8. Yep. Yep. So this can't be an 8 anymore. So 4, 5, and 7 I've got 5, so this is 4 and 7. So I haven't pencil marked in all the 4s yet. So 4s can't go here. Oh, here. So 4s go in these 3 cells. So I've got a naked single here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's the 7? Pointed pair 7s, 8 and 9. Yep, that's a naked 6. So with that, I can place another 6 here. Pair of 6s there. And anything else? Nope. So that leaves me, this can't be a 6 either. So that's a 2, 5, 9 triple. Bit irritating, but it's okay. What are these then? 2, 5, 7 and 4, isn't it? It's not useful. Tempted to pencil mark in these 4s now because they don't hurt. And let's see, 4s can go in there. So 2, 5, 4 and 7. I don't think. Hang on, I can see a 2, I can see a 5. So that's 4 and 7. Yeah, in fact, no. Nothing to see here. Anything else? If not, I'm going to do another round of notations because, oh, actually, this has to be a 2 because of those 2s. So now we've got pair 4s there. 7s are locked in these cells. What else is locked into them? 3s. So 3s are locked in these cells. That's kind of unfortunate. I don't feel like that's that useful. But let's just pencil mark them in quickly to see if it helps. So, no it doesn't. There are no triples forming. But something's not... Oh yeah, the 2. The 2 erases the 2 here. So I can place the 2, the 9, the 1. I can't place the 4 yet, but I think I've got naked 5 now. What are these? Yeah, 4, 5 and 7. Why can't that be a 4? Because of the 4 and 7 there. So this is now a naked 5. So 4 and 7 there, so therefore this has to be a 5 as well. Oh yeah, because that 5 got erased. So any more 5s? Nope. So it's a bit messy, but we're going to get there. So this can't be an 8 anymore. It has to be a 3 and a 1 and a 3. And this 3 erases those 3, so I've got 4, 7 pair there. This must be an 8. And this 8 locks an 8. Oh, I've already got an 8. Sorry. It locks a pair of 8s over there. That's what I meant. So, this is now naked 9. And this 9 locks, gets rid of that 9. Oops. So I've got 9 locked in here now because of the pointed pair of 9s there. So these are 1, 4 and 2, and I've got 1 and 4 there. So is that correct? 1, 4 and 2? Yes. Then that has to be a 2. And I think that's all the 2s. Well, hey! So, triple here of 6, 3, and 3, 6 and 7. And I've got 6 and 7 there, so that has to be a 3. And these are 6 and 7s. Okay, I can dig that. What are these then? These are 1s, 3s. I've got 3 there, so 3 has to go here, which means these are 1s and 5s. Okay, I can accept that because that eliminates that 5 and place a 5 over here. So the 5s are almost all done. This is a 1-4 pair, isn't it? So this is a 1-4-7 pair. That's unfortunate. So can't use that. That 1-5 pair dictates that these are 4, 7 and 8. Also not deducible. That's a bit annoying. I feel I should be at the critical point now. I should be able to solve this. Ah, yes. The 3 has to be down here. Because this can't be a 3. And those can't be 3. So 3... Oh, god damn it. This can't be a 3 because of that 3. So 3 and 8. I missed when I placed that 3 there to clean up the pencil markings. So the 8 is now resolved. Have I done all the 3s? Yes, I have. What about the 8s? Yes, all the 8s are done. So this is 4 and 9, and I've got 9 there. No, hold on. I've got 9 there, so this has to be a 4. So this is not 4 and 9, this is a 7. So this 7 breaks the 4-7 chain. Oh, the 4-7 chain is quite restricted actually. That's a shame. This is a 1 and this is a 4. And that 4 breaks the 4 here. So that's 9 and 1. So this has to be a 4, and that breaks the 4-7 chain down there, which breaks the 6-7 chain, which breaks the 6-1 chain, which breaks the 1-5 chain, which breaks the 5 and the 9. And that's today's New York Times hard Sudoku. So let's timestamp that. It's 55:45. So let us do more Sudokus, and this time we are going to switch to the LA Times. So, oh, I'm not going to do the easies. I've got too many easies. So let's do the hard, because I think even the mediums are too easy. So, actually no, let's do the expert first. We'll work our way down. Turns out I've not been doing any of the LA Times Sudokus recently, and I may try and do a speed run to see how many I can do at the end of this video. So, 56:26 for LA Times expert. So, let us change the settings first. Okay, what can we do? Can't see anything with 1s, so 2 is locked here, which means a pair of 2s there. 2, 2, so 2s are locked in there, locked in here, that's another 2. Let's move on to 3s. That's a 3. 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3. Move on to 4s, pair of 4s there. That's a 4. So that's a pair of 4s. Move on to 5s. Pair of 5s, pair of 5s. 5, 5. This is a 5, so a pair of 5s down here. 5. I think that's sort of 5. So what about 6s? 6. 7. Pair of 7s there. 7, 7. Pair of 7s there. So 7 has to go here. Did I make a mistake with the pencil markings when I meant to do a number? No, I haven't. So 7s, I think that's sort of 7s. So this is a triple of 4, 3. Damn it. 3, 4, and 3, 4, and 6. Locked in those cells. So let's go back to 8s in that case. 8, I've only got 2 8s, and they don't do anything remotely interesting. So I do have a pair of 9s there, pair of 9s there. This must be now a 9, so that's a 5. And this 5 locks a pair of 5s there, which means I've got another pair of 5s there. So 2 sets of X-wings. So 9s are now locked in here and here. Oh, this is a 1. So that means I've got another 1 here. I have a weird feeling that I've made a mistake, but we'll persist for now and see how we get on. Let's go back to the 9s. 9, 9, 9. Okay, so I think I've pencil marked in all the candidates from 1 to 9 in the first instance, in the first round. So now let's look at the weak areas. I've got 7, 9, 3, and no, it's not 3. I've got 3 there. So 7, 9, 8, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, 7 and 9, so that's 6 and 8, 7. I've got 9 there, 6 there. Nope, can't deduce that. Oh, this 7, 9 pair locks a 3, 6, and something here. 3, 6, and 1. So, yep, the 1s and 3s and 6s, they can go in different places. So it's 1 and 3, this is 1 and 6, and that's 3 and 6. So it's a unique triple. Oh, my voice feels really low today. So, what about this? This is 2. Oh, that can't be a 3 anyway. So, is this a naked 4? So, because that's 3, 4, 6, and I've got 3 and 6 there. So this is a 3, 6 pair. So the 3, 6 pair deduces another set of 3s. What about 6s? Nope, it doesn't do anything with the 6s. Okay, what are these? These are 1, 5, 6, and 8. So that's 6 and 8. 1, 5, 6, and 8. 1 and 8. So this is 5 and 6. We've got 6 there, so 1, 5, and 8. Got a 5 there, so hang on. Oh no. I thought the 5s were locked, but they're not. So I think I'm going to do another round of notations now because I'm not seeing anything obvious going on. Oh, there's a pointed pair of 1s there. So I guess they're not really pointed because I've already deduced where the numbers go down there. So 2s. 2s are a bit messy, but I can't see anything. 3s. 4s are locked in there, so that means there's a 4 up here. Because of the 4s locked in the columns. So I think there's sort of 4s pencil marked in. 5s, I think I've pencil marked in all the 5s. Yes, I have. Then 6s. 6s are feeling unrelentingly difficult at the moment. So what about 7s? 7s. I wonder if there's a hidden triple somewhere lurking. I have a funny feeling that there's a hidden triple lurking in one of the cages. But I just haven't seen it yet. 8s. 8s are still not really that useful. 9s I think I've pencil marked all... Oh no, I haven't. I've got 9s and pencil marked in these 2 cages. So, can I pencil mark them in? No, I can't. Okay, so what can we do from this puzzle? What can we do? Let's look at some of these numbers. So, okay, I've got something here. I've got 1 and 5 pair on this column. Because 1 and 5 can't go there. 1 and 5 can't go here because of the 1 and 5. 1 and 5 can't go here because I've already pencil marking all the 1s and 5s. So only these 2 cells are 1s and 5s. I'm not sure how that helps me, but I'm going to pencil mark them in for now. So now if I look for these 2 cells, yes, so that leaves me another pair, and they are 6 and 9s, which also aren't deducible at this. Oh no, it's not 6 and 9 because I've got 6s there, so they are 8 and 9s, and that is usable because I've got an 8 there, so this has to be an 8, and there has to be an, sorry, that has to be a 9, and that has to be an 8. Or because I looked at that 1, 5, and I looked on that column to see if I can place any more 1s and 5s. So now that we've got another 8 and 9, can we do more pencil marking in? Well, we can finish the pencil markings for the 9s over there, and also we've deduced the 9 and the 2 over here. So that 2 deduces the 2 and 7, and that breaks the 7 over there. 2's are now locked in these 2 cells, so that unlocks the 2 and 9 over there, and the 9 breaks the 9 and 7. So the 7's are now locked in these 2 cells. Okay, but actually this is a 7, so that's a 7 as well. So the 7's are done. I feel like the 9's should be nearly finished as well. No, I've got 1 set of 9's left. So all thanks to that 1-5 pair, I'm able to make a lot of deductions. So that was good. What about 8s? 8s are now locked in these two cells and these two cells, so therefore there's a pointer pair of 8s there. That means these are 8s. Oh, these are 8s as well, so that's not super useful. Oh, hang on, this has to be an 8 because this 8 forces the 8 to be in this row. So is this a naked single? Can be 1 or 6. Okay, so it's not naked yet. I know 6s are. Oh, actually, this is a pointer pair of 6s, so this has to be a 6, which deduces the 5 and 9 as well. So that just unlocked another 5 because this can't be a 5 anymore. Therefore, this is an 8, so that unlocks another 8. So this is now a 1, and that unlocks another 1, and I'm left with a pair of 1s there. So what else can I do? Freeze. Okay, freeze on these cells. So that has to be a 3 and 4. These are 6 and 8. Oops, 8 and 6, and that locks a 6 up there. 3, 1, 5, and 8. So that 5 and 1 are deduced, and this is a 6 again, I'm guessing. So these are 4s and 6s, so it must go this way because of the 4. And these are 2s and 3s, which are deducible. And the 3 breaks the 3-6 pair, so all of these are done. 8 and 9, so that's today's LA Times Expert Sudoku. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video and export it to YouTube and timestamp them. But if you want to see me do the rest of the LA Times Sudokus, please come check out my Twitch. So